All right, all right, all right. Whew, man, it is bright. Hey, 12. Really jacking up those numbers. Guys, if my eyes look a little glassy, it's allergies. All right. Made myself a little strawberry and pineapple. I juiced a little. So, I always say I'm going to keep these things brief, but we know that they tend to run. And since I was just on a live stream and I said a few words, figured I'd say a few more. So, yes, my what kind of juicer? I have no idea. Very bad investment though, a juicer. It ends up costing you tons and tons of money on fruit. Anyway, so let's get right to it. So Friday, what happened in Potstock land? Let's start with Potstocks because honestly, a lot of you guys are still trading Potstocks. God bless you. So Constellation Brands, they had till Friday, May 1st, to exercise a bunch of warrants. I guess take an extra 10% stake in Canopy. And honestly, it was a coin flip for me. I was like, are they going to do it? Like, you're trying to weigh like the pros and cons and what it's going to mean. And the way that it was just trading on Friday, I was like, I don't know. It's people just not think it's going to happen. And honestly, by like noon, I completely forgot about it. And then after market, boom, Constellation basically takes a 38% stake in Canopy. After hours, Canopy just rips, goes up like $2. Kronos rips a little. I mean, relative to Kronos, it ripped like 5%, maybe a little bit less. Tilray moves pretty much, anything that can move after. Even Aurora moved like 5%. So you saw a little 5% move. So I guess what does it mean? I look at it as a real positive, right? And I know I've been very bearish, but finally we get a little piece of good news that's just kind of says to the market that hey, the big businesses that are invested in this space aren't just dipping out and they're just going to write it off. Look, Constellation made a lot of money on that first tranche into Canopy. So, yeah, I mean, do I think that means a bottom? Look, I already think that Canopy hit a bottom for the year. I'd say the same about Kronos, Tilray, Afria most likely. But, is it a bottom for the sector? No. A lot of companies are still going to fail. How do you trade it? Which I guess is the next question. I think you'll see a little bit of a pop in maybe Canopy. We'll see what futures do. If we end up not gapping down, because last I checked, futures were, well, I'll just check right now. Futures are actually doing a lot better. So S&P is down 0.82. It was like 0.172 at one point, and it was looking pretty harsh. So I don't think that you chase, okay? I actually would think that you probably peel off profit. I'd like to see if this is a move that's worth going long in. I'd wait to buy on strength. So let's see what that high it hit the other day. I guess Monday or Tuesday. And I think it was Tuesday. Went to like 18 something. Let's see if it can break that. I think it needs to break 1850. 1850 back in like December was a real pain in the nuts for Canopy. So let's see that. And then for Kronos, I think you want to see like a break of like 715. Tilray, I could give a shit about Tilray. Who cares what they do? But is it going to have an effect on other pot stocks? Yeah, look, pot stocks are going to run because of FOMO. Don't fall for that trap. Remember, a lot of these things are going to die. So if it gives you a crazy move, just an oversized move, just take it. Just please, for the love of God, take it. And same thing, if Canopy makes a ridiculous move and the chart's just like this at the open, take a little off because it's going to pull back. And you could just buy the dip. Just buy it cheaper. But don't put any new money into these things. All right? What's up, V-Love? These allergies are pretty bad. Anyway, so now, all right, 5 minutes. I'm doing pretty good. I don't know what that was. So the thumbnail, if you saw, it was an article about Warren Buffett selling airline stocks when he was dipping out. The article's from April 6th, okay? Don't get me wrong. Airlines are in trouble, okay? But they're not going away. They're not going to vanish. It's not like Buffett sold all his stake in American Airlines and then put his money into Greyhound and Amtrak, right? That's not happening. We're not going back to trains and buses and a fucking horse and buggy, all right? Things are opening up. I mean, a little too quickly, but it's going to take some time for people to move about the country like they were before. And I can't believe I just did a Spirit. I don't know if that's Spirit Airlines or JetBlue. I don't know. I hope it wasn't for Spirit because I hate Spirit. So, yeah, airlines probably, I mean, look, people are getting upset, or not upset. They're just freaking the fuck out because they're like, oh, at the Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meeting, the AGM, it's annual general meeting. Everybody, Buffett was like, I sold my airline stock. He had like 10% in a lot of them. Guys, he bought American Airlines. He started buying at $30. Okay. If you look at that when he started buying American Airlines, take a look where he was buying Southwest, take a look where he was buying Delta or United or whoever else it was. He's got to manage money, just like we have to manage trades. And that's like a 50% haircut. If he didn't sell it down here because the price was higher. I think he was the selling pressure when it was like 20 and when it was like 17. Once he dropped like 30%, he's probably started dipping out. So it'd be really interesting to go back and look, where those airlines were the week before April 6th when the filing came out and he went below that 10% threshold. Because then after that 10% threshold, then, he's the selling pressure. So people shorts are licking their chops. And look, it's going to gap down tomorrow. That's going to happen. I mean, it would probably gap down tomorrow anyway with the broader market, if it happens. But I don't know if you get short here. I think if you're short, you enjoy it. You take the profit. I'm not saying to go long. I've got calls. My calls, I have a couple of weeks to manage them. So I'm okay. I'm not worried. And it's mainly in Southwest. Yeah, I mean, airlines are a good long-term investment. If it gives, if Southwest dips to 28 or below, I'm a buyer. I'm okay holding and waiting, and so should you. The one that's in the most trouble is American Airlines, but I don't think American Airlines is going to. I don't think they're going to go bankrupt again. Any idea where he bought LUV? I don't know, but I'm sure if you Google it, I'm sure you could find it. You know, I think like a good rule of thumb would be, let's see, because I got it here. I'll take a shot in the dark. I could probably give you a guesstimate where he bought America. All right. All right. So let's go mid-February. Let me take a look at LUV for you. Damn. All right. It looks like LUV was over $65 when he bought it. And I'm guessing, yeah. Let's see. Let's Google it. Buffett buys airline stock. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say. I'd have to kind of search around, but that's just kind of my feeling. Do I think Disney goes to 85? What was Disney's market cap? Dude, here's how you figure out. Here's how you do price discovery on Disney. It's really simple. It's not really simple. It's kind of around. It's your best guesstimate. Go to the high. All right. Look at what the market cap was at, like, call it 140. All right, because it was bouncing around there. Call it 140 and knock 30% off of it. All right, so that's 45. So $95. All right, and why I'm deducting 30%? That's because 30% is what parks brought in terms of revenue. You know, and then merchandise and stuff. So yeah, look, all that's going to be, you know, hurt across the board. But I mean, you should be a buyer of Disney if it goes under 85. If you look at it for the last 3 years, it's been over $110 consistently. So where's my boost oxygen? It's on the other side. All right, what else? Oh, Tesla. Yes, let's talk about Elon Musk. It's funny because in True Trading Group, in the chat room where I trade live with everybody, and I'll just point the link because I mean there's 46 of you, so you know, I'm not really trying to sell you on anything, although they have been fire. He tweeted something the other day, and I had said to the group, you know, and this was before the earnings, I was like, man, is Elon trying to like telegraph something to the market? Like, shit's getting bad, you know? And everybody's like, no, he likes to fuck with people, blah, blah, blah. You know, it seemed like a stress tweet. And I forgot what it was. I was like, he's like, it was like Open America, and then it was like a bunch of other shit. So I was just like, all right, maybe this, you know, there's going to be some cracks. And then he tweeted, the stock's too high. Man, if you were short and had puts and you were just dying the day before, like you bet big on earnings and you basically were just holding like a bunch of worthless stock, you guys should send fruit baskets to Elon Musk. Send them to Tesla. Send them an edible arrangement, because Jesus, he gave shorts and people holding puts, he gave them $100, $100 move on a tweet. And the crazy thing is, my buddy Mike in True Trading Group was short, got stopped out, and then he fucking tweeted that thing. So yeah, Elon Musk, man. So anyway, back to, oh, all right. So yeah, we already know, like, and we talked about this, what was it, last Sunday on here? What did I say about this week's earnings with Apple, everything? I was like, my gut is just telling me just rug pull. Like, this is the last chance to get everybody out as high as possible, get all the money out, and then Kudlow, you know, and it started with Kudlow saying, like, we can't do this forever, like this type of economic intervention forever. And I thought that was the first signal. And it really looked like for the whole week, as these new earnings were coming, that they were going to try and get the SPY to 300, like really trying. And they got so close. I think it got to like 296, 297. And, you know, Apple and Amazon, man, like, first off, Apple was a fucking yo-yo on Friday. It gave back the whole after hours move from the day before, you know, when they announced earnings. Then it fucking went up to 297. Then I don't know. I think it ended the day red, which is just absolutely insane. But yeah, I think they're gonna have to start peeling into. Oh, good, Zach. That strangle worked out good. Good job. You owe him half a Tesla. Project 22. That's great. Yeah, Farah, you know, like, not force it down to get bailout money. They already got their bailout money. Just this is what they're gonna do. Look, Wall Street bankers are greedy. I know that. I know bankers, like serious bankers, not like traders, but bankers. They're the fucking greediest people on the planet. So what they'll do is they'll dip out here, they'll go short, they will drive it down. You'll see so many, you know, articles and everything coming out like, oh, it's not a V-shaped recovery. It's, you know, market looks for price discovery again. Trump, you know, now Trump with his stupid, like, talking about tariffs again. Oh my God. I don't know how this guy's going to fucking get reelected. I really don't. What an idiot. Yeah, so they'll drive it down. I think this is probably the SPY goes down to, like, you know, Mike says 260. I don't see why it can't go into the 250s, but look, I'm not going to try and fucking, if I'm $10 off, I really give a shit. Because then I know Apple will fall back into that channel that I really like trading between like 240 and 260, which is just an absolute sweet spot if you're like swinging it. But yeah, so it's just it's just a huge rug pull. And just when you start thinking that, all right, I'm going to go short, then you start getting honey dicked and the market starts doing the complete opposite of what it's supposed to do. Ooh, yeah. So US Steel, we fucking killed it on Friday on US Steel. Traded US Steel so many times, and it after earnings it gapped down, but they announced a dividend, and I was just like, I'm not buying this gap down. I'm not buying this move. Like, they're gonna run it back up because now's the, you know, like, there's only a certain amount of time where companies or people can get sized up for the dividend. Like, everybody's going to want to take advantage of that dividend. So I had a shitload of calls from the earnings, and we were playing them for May 8th. So this week they expire. In the morning, I bought a shitload of calls for the same option at like 13 cents. And those options ended up going 300%. And the move off of where I bought the day before, which was 42 cents, was over 52%. Was over 50%. So it was nuts. So then it dips. So it does like that 300% move off the bottom. All right, we sell. So in TTG, so in True Trading Group, we sell. We start selling in the mid 40s, then 50s, then 55, and then I would get out at like 62 and 60. I think 62 is the highest, but not many. Then the thing gets fucking crushed. It gets destroyed. So instead of jumping into the same option, we get into the May 15th option. We get into that. I think I got in 35 and 25. And then that goes like, I mean, it went like 60% or something. So then what did we do? It dips. And then we got into the May 22nd $8 call. So we were just like rinsing and repeating, taking risk off the table and giving us way more time. But each time we were buying the option, we would not pay more than what we paid for the last option. Or, we were trying to, so like our first entry was 42 on that first May 8th call. All right. It was like 42 cents. Then we got into the May 15th at, I think the first position was 35 cents. And then the May 22nd, we got in for like between 35 and 37. I got in at 37, I think, with 3 weeks to go. So that's going to be a really good trade. But remember, US Steel is going to move with the SPY. But yeah, I mean, I think the thing that I'm most excited about tomorrow, I mean, my call options, I'm not too worried, but real estate. Okay. So if you guys have been watching my 5 videos, you know that I am super bearish on real estate. And the tickers that I talk about are SRS and DRV, right? So DRV is a little bit more volatile. Think of the DRV as TVIX, think as SRS as UVXY, okay? But they're both priced around $20. So I am just thinking that real estate is just going to absolutely take a dump. I've been trading SRS back and forth, like goes up $1, I sell some, comes back down $1, I buy some, like on and on and on. And for like 2 days straight, it just kind of got hammered from like 20 to, it went all the way down to 18. And so I was just, I was just trading it back and forth all the way down with like a block. Bought more at like 1785, loaded up, and then the next day it went to 1920, and then the next day it went to $20. So it was a really good trade, and I have a lot less than what I want. So, but I don't want to chase, but I think I might have to chase a little bit, and then I'll just work on it. And then I just want to be like in a position, just in case, especially for the next housing numbers. So SRS has been like a really good ATM to swing. And especially if the SPY's doing poorly, SRS is going up. So it's almost like a little mini inverse to the SPY. Tom V, you have 30. Hold on, I'll show you. I'll tell you what I think of them. All right, this is what I'm holding call option wise. All right, so I've got 15 of the 30/50 and 70 of the LUV, the May 15th. What strike on SRS? No, I'm not trading SRS. I'm not buying the options. The options are illiquid. I'm trading the stock. I just want to be in the stock. It's just easier to manage. And this is a long-term swing. So it's not anything that's going to just explode one day. This is one where if you're positioned and, look, my goal with the SRS swing is, in between swings, like if, let's say I sell 500 shares at 20 and then I rebuy 500 shares at 19. Well, then with that $500 difference, I'm putting that $500 into new shares. Okay. So I'd get, 20 shares. All right. For free. And then if you do that enough times, then all of a sudden you end up having like 100 free shares of SRS. So you're always positioned with zero risk. How do I think? Look, I think the airlines are all going to go down with the Buffett news. I think that the Buffett news is a little silly, just because he did all the selling at the beginning of March, probably mid-March. If we had to look at a chart of American Airlines in the last month, all right, I don't know what. So the 6th, he was selling. I think he was the pressure on like the 10th, the 15th, the 22nd, where you see unusual volume. I don't know what the correlation is with news days, but Robinhood traders going to bring back airlines by the end of the week. You're probably right, Joe. Fuck Robinhood traders. They're so dumb. I'm sorry if you're a Robinhood trader, but the stuff that they buy, that like the Robinhood cult is a cult in its own, Do I ever look inside sales? I haven't seen. I look at inside sales like the Form 4s for sure, but only if I'm in them. My father-in-law is in Procter & Gamble, but that's really interesting. Coke is selling a ton of shares. Yeah, look, follow the money. J.R. Freeman, that's a good idea, And yeah, if you think like buying $20 stock and you're like, well, I can't buy size, roll profit in, like J.R. Freeman was saying. And I tell all people to do that, whether I mentor you or not. Roll your profits in. Buy airlines, buy whatever, because then you're basically, you want to buy stocks that have a dividend, right? Get a dividend. Andrew, ever trade CFDs? No, I've never traded CFDs. Makes me feel better about those calls. Tom, I could get blown out tomorrow on those calls. On the American Airlines, probably get blown out. I'm looking at that as like, probably be a total loss. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll keep $1,000 of that. Doubt it, but I'll just pick a different strike, or if I'm able to keep $500 of that American Airlines trade, I'll roll it into a lower strike with a higher date. So maybe I'll do like an $11. If it's $500, I'll buy $500 worth of an $11 call like a month out, and maybe it's like $1 a contract. So I get 5 of them. It's like, fuck. If it goes to $1.50, I'm okay. Well, not okay. If it goes to like $2.50, I'll be all right. Hey, Kevin Driggers, Andrew Nuts and diapers. Nah, dude, we got enemas. Yeah, look, I really like American Airlines. I think while it's a little pricier, I really like Southwest. Thoughts on STZ with CGC? I talked about that at the beginning. That was the first thing I talked about. Look, I think it's a really positive move for Potstocks. It kind of lets everybody know that they're not getting abandoned. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just retweeting something. Gotta have some love in your life. You do gotta have some love in your life. But look, on Thursday, we traded LUV and American Airlines, and we traded them really well. And there was a lot of profit in there. So, like, I don't forget about the profit I made there, which helps me manage the risk in this trade. We also have more time. Well, we have the same time. We were trading the same option, but we crushed it on that day. So, we've got some insurance, and we've eaten pretty much that insurance up. But depending on the size that you go in, now it's just managing risk. Scalp it a few times. Look, if there's one thing that LUV and American Airlines have done consistently, it's days that they get hammered, all of a sudden they make like a 50-cent move out of nowhere. Probably like 2 times. So if you could catch it twice in the day, you'd be fine. And I think probably the way that I'll play it tomorrow is if all of a sudden we get that move where LUV and American Airlines go up, I will sell some of my position and buy puts as insurance. And that way I could catch the move down. That way I'm not fucking doing nothing. And at least I'm making some money. Chronos earnings on Friday. You think they could deliver good earnings? No. I don't think they're going to be very good. And, I think that that's kind of the headline risk for the Potstocks, right? Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be the headline risk. I mean, they could even delay them because they had all those issues with the last earnings. So if Chronos delays those earnings, which are just like a quarterly, tells me they could be in fucking jeopardy of delaying these earnings too. So what I would be looking to get short though in transportation would probably be Royal Caribbean and Carnival. Unless the gap down is too much, don't chase the put. Chase the put if it pops. If it gets a little dead cat bounce, know your levels, and we'll be covering that in real time tomorrow. Like, okay, is this gonna fade? Boom. So that's your code, TTG Wolf. On Tuesdays, we have TTG Tuesday, so you can come in for free and check it out. But that's a code. We're not doing 30% off. This code, we're giving 15% off and like a free month. Comes out to like $1,065, so it's slightly more than the 30% discount, but you still get a one-on-one. CCL for the long term, yeah. I really wanted to buy CCL when it was like $7. Like I would just buy a ton of. I probably wouldn't fucking trade anything else if CCL gave me the number that I want, and I think it could get fucking rocked. I think it could go below 7, but All right. Well, if there's no more questions, holy shit, it's fucking midnight. My allergies. How close to the strike do I buy the option? It depends on the amount of time I have. All right. Time is a huge factor, but I rarely buy in the money strikes. Only because if you're, let's say I'm in a $7 call for something and the price when I buy it's like 710, all right, or 705. As soon as that strike goes out of the money, then the value of it just deteriorates much faster than something that was never in the money. So if I had the 750 call, and it drops 5 cents or 10 cents, it's, it'll move, but it won't move like something that's going from in the money to out of the money. Any thoughts on casino stocks? I don't know why they get the bounces that they do. Like, I don't know why Penn is, fuck. What was Penn? Yeah, it was $17 on Thursday. I mean, I'll probably short casino stocks, actually. Thank you. That's a good idea. I owe you one. So, all right, guys. Hearing. Yeah, they're not opening for a while. And all my family is in Vegas, on my like dad's side of the family. And they're just like, it's fucked. Come on, Oreo sleeves. How many? So many Oreos. So many Oreos. How far out the short casinos? I don't know. I have to really look at the options. It'll be like a game time decision tomorrow. And that's if, I don't want to look. I don't really like to buy puts in something when it's already gapping down, even though the fucking futures are ripping back up. Ripping the fuck back up. I mean, they're not green, but to give you where we were when we started this, we were at minus 0.82. Now we're at 0.59. It went from sell when we started to buy 30 minutes ago to strong buy 5 minutes ago. So, yeah. So, guys, tomorrow, if you're in TTG, remind me in the morning and let's start. We'll have, what we're going to do? We'll have Simmons chart out in the morning, the best casino stocks for us to short. The ones that are going to cross that level that, will just completely fuck them. And if you guys don't know who Simmons is, we've got a bunch of professional traders in TTG, and Simmons does like all the charts and everything like in the morning from like 7:30 to like 9 o'clock. So if you're in something and you're fucking nervous and you're like, oh, I don't want to compound the issue, you just send him a message and he'll fucking, it's like fucking Neo in the Matrix. Yeah. Sometimes he leaves the mic on, man. I'm like, what are you doing to Toby, buddy? Simmons is great. Anyway, all right, guys. I hope this was good, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. All right. Boeing? I don't care about Boeing. I mean, I got free Boeing stock, but I'm a buyer under 100. All right. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.